the media, good afternoon, war veterans. We are here for a very specific short briefing, which we want to majorly respond to the recent honor which has been done war veterans given the war veteran ministry. So we've got to here for interest sake. This is the interim committee of the National War Veterans Association. Let me start from the middle. This is the chairman, Comrade Matibela, is the interim chairman of the War Veterans Association. Next to him is the Secretary for Legal Affairs, Honorable Comrade Mandu. Far left is the Mr. Rodzi, is responsible for War Veterans projects as the Secretary for War Veterans. And we've got Comrade Chiganzi, he is the Secretary for Historical Affairs, specifically to do with the liberation movement. I am Alois Chimeri. I am the interim Secretary General. So, without further ado, I will introduce you to the chairman who will brief us through this briefing. Comrade Matibela, please meet members of the media to do the briefing.
Thank you, SG. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get straight to our communique in reaction to the appointment of Comrade Chris Mtsanga as the minister responsible for war veterans. Allow me to go straight to our communique, which will then be followed by the distribution of the copies. I hope all of you will have access to it. And we also have attached to it a congratulatory statement we had written to the Honorable Minister. Zimbabwe National War Veterans Association congratulates Honorable Senator Christopher Mtsanga as a Minister of Veterans for Liberation Struggle Affairs. The Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association is delighted to extend our heartfelt congratulations to Honorable Senator Christopher Mtsanga on his recent appointment as the Minister War Veterans Liberation Struggle Affairs. In this press conference we are hosting today, we emphasize several key points that underscore the cordial and symbolic relationship between the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association and the Ministry, as well as our expectations for the future. First and foremost, the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association reaffirms its commitment to maintaining a cordial and symbolic relationship with the Ministry of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs. We firmly believe that this collaboration is essential in addressing the needs and concerns of war veterans, ensuring their overall well-being and honoring their significant contributions to the nation. Moreover, Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association underscores the vital importance of effectively implementing the Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Act, Chapter 17.12. This legislation serves as a comprehensive framework for providing support and benefits to war veterans. We eagerly anticipate working closely with the Honorable Senator to ensure that successful implementation of this act, which will greatly improve the lives of our esteemed veterans. As the custodians of the liberation ethos, the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association remains resolute in upholding the values and the principles for which our veterans fought bravely. We pledge our unwavering commitment to working hand in hand with the ministry to honor the sacrifices made by our comrades and to preserve the noble legacy of the liberation struggle. While collaboration is essential, we emphasize the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans maintains its independence and autonomy in the exercise of its functions. We greatly value our unique role as an association representing the interests of our veterans and will continue to provide a distinct perspective on matters pertaining to their welfare and well-being. Lastly, we express our expectations for meaningful interaction with various ministries responsible for the welfare and the economic empowerment of war veterans. We have full confidence in Honorable Senator Mtswangwa's ability to facilitate these vital connections and ensure that the concerns and needs of war veterans are effectively communicated and addressed to across the relevant sectors. The appointment of Honorable Senator Mtswangwa as Minister marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to support and uplift war veterans in Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans eagerly anticipates a fruitful collaboration with the ministry under Comrade Mtswangwa's esteemed leadership for further discuss any specific matters. Please, you can get in touch with our Department of Information and Publicity. I thank you. Now, in our communique, whilst congratulating the incoming minister, we also had directly written to the minister congratulating him on attaining that position. But we must also hasten to highlight the position of the association as a private volunteer organization, in that the reason why we are who we are today is because we also wanted to hold our biggest stakeholder, which is government of the day, that the welfare of war veterans to us come more dearly. We are in existence not by accident. We participated in the struggle, and obviously our expectations was 43 years down the line, our lives should have been improved for the better. You youngsters should have been the one now busy, taking over from us. But alas, here we are, still waking up in the morning, going to fend for ourselves and our families. So the importance of the creation of this ministry to us is very important, in that now we would engage government, we will engage any stakeholder with the potential to add value to our vision and aspirations. So even the media, you are part of this hustle we find ourselves in. It's not really unique to the veterans. We are saying, let's create a conversation around how the freedom fighters can improve their welfare. I also wanted to share with you our roadmap. When we look at, because as an interim, obviously, at some point in time, not in the so not distant future, we will be the substantive committee, which then we will be working full time to implement some of the roadmap, which we will share with you in due course. And our Congress is just around the corner. We have already secured necessary material support to make that happen. And thankfully, this time around, we sought assistance from the private sector, and all sympathetic. It was our own private initiative. So we are quite serious about what we would want to do at the end of the day, because the elephant in the room is changing the current circumstances, the economic circumstances that are facing the war veterans. Among other things which I could whet your appetite is, we are looking at the issue of land. Ladies and gentlemen, when we went to war, we went to fight for land so that we could take ownership and control of land. To us, we get a little bit uncomfortable about fighting for the land, and the next thing, you don't own that land, you rent it. Among other disadvantages, obviously, I can't go to a bank and borrow money against a 99-year lease. It's no guarantee because the land is not mine. It also even discourages me to improve on the land, because there's no guarantee that overnight it will continue to be mine. So these are some of the areas we will engage our government to ensure that veterans, if not all African citizens, when you get the land, you have to have title. What informs us on the need to have title on every piece of land if someone gives you? We are comparing ourselves with the same people who we fought against during the colonial era. If you look at the statistics, title, pieces of land, immovable properties, you find that the former colonizers are the ones who are in control of every piece of land and buildings around here. So where is the independence? Where is the African independence? Tatokura, we are at this age over 60, and you still don't even have title to anything except your surname. So these are some of the challenges, and it's not for some of us as veterans. We want to leave a positive legacy for younger generation, because when you have nothing which you call your own, you are guaranteed you have no control over it. So I thought we could just have to share some of these issues which already they are in a final, our roadmap. We have already put them here. I don't know whether I can bother you reading them aloud. Would you want me to read, or you can carry your copies and then go and have a look at them at the end of the day? So that's where our communique stands or ends. If there are any questions, we would be able to respond. No, okay. All right. I'm also reminded that also I should extend our congratulations to Comrade Mavunga, Monica. She's a veteran as well, and we wish her all the best in her position as the Deputy Minister. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, If there are some questions to be asked, let them be very short and few. Maybe you can introduce yourself and.
Okay. The Voice of America speaking.
From
Voice of America, yeah?
Yes. My question is, does your current leadership, are you recognized officially by the party as part of the party? Are you actually recognized?
Which party? There are many parties.
The ruling party, ZANU-PF.
No. We are a private volunteer organization which was approved by an approving authority. We applied for our existence through the ministry. That's how the constitution stands. We only report to the ministry if it is necessary, because that is the approving authority. The party does not approve us. We can work with it if it is to our advantage. We can work with anyone or institution if it is to our benefit. It's a two-way. We don't need approval from any party.
Are you answered?
Yeah.
Okay. You can.
My name is Tengete from Spain, the National News Service. My question is chairman India, because last time they go hit my some person who attended. So it's a number of chairman, chairman,
Yeah, you seem not to, maybe you are confusing the issues. We are an interim committee preparing for an extraordinary Congress, which will then elect substantive committees, right? Mutswangwa was the executive chairman. And the Constitution stipulates that only for 5 years can you be in that chair. After that, you are bound by the Constitution of the association to call for an elective Congress. So Mtswanga has been around for 10 years. So it is the Constitution that stipulates that, it's not us. We only took the initiative after we realized that our affairs were not being addressed timeously and up to the letter. That's what really prompted us to do so. Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. My name is Tafadzwa Nyikatsino. My question is, the issue of the welfare of war veterans has been topical for almost a decade now. Can you please just tell us in brief, what is it that you want the government to do for you as war veterans, for you to be satisfied that our issues have been addressed? And then the second question is, are you denouncing allegiance to ZANU-PF? Because war veterans are usually associated with the ruling party.
Right, I will answer the second question. I know you are poking us to react on our relationship with the ruling party. First and foremost, during the struggle, the ruling party, which was a movement by then, was our mother. But you must understand that when we went to war, there were two reasons we went to war for political independence and economic independence. We volunteered as political soldiers to join the armed struggle, not necessarily for the party. If we were organized by the party, that's fine. But to answer your question, we are not disowning the party. Like I said earlier when I answered my honorable friend there, we say that here today we are a private volunteer organization which is recognized by the government of the day. I am even sure it's recognized by the ruling party ZANU-PF, and even Triple C is recognizing it. Now, our mandate is not to report to a political party. Our mandate is to help address the welfare challenges of veterans. We have a relationship amongst us, a common relationship based on during the time of the struggle. That's where our relationship. So in summary, I will say we have not divorced ourselves from the ruling party. As an individual, I could be a card-carrying member. It's my constitutional right. But the constitution of the association stipulates strictly that we should be a non-partisan. We could be political because anything that affects my welfare is political. But coming to partisan activities, we cannot begin to play as partisan politics within the association. It doesn't allow us. And secondly, you are asking about what we want government to do. It's very simple. We are in a process of creating relationship with stakeholders and stockholders, of which the government of the day is one of our major stakeholders. So the reason why you see now we are happy to congratulate Chris Mtsangwa is because we have expectations. We have our own wish list. We would want, for instance, a government to open up, to give us opportunities to participate in the mainstream economy. We are capable, we have the ability, except that there was no a clear roadmap. There was no an open opportunity for us to participate in the mainstream economy. We also want to run conglomerate businesses so that at the end of the day they will look after us.
Are you answered?
Yes.
Someone.
Are you in good position to Mr. Mtsangwa? Is he part of the process towards the Congress?
We have a common understanding that what we want to achieve at the end of the day, I don't have to like Mtsangwa or to hate him to work with him. If it makes a logical sense, I will work with anyone. So you will see even our history. We are working with the white community who we fought before. We are very understanding society, and we create relations based on a win-win situation. I don't personalize as an individual. I don't personalize when it comes to nation building. We look at national issues rather than personal. If he doesn't like me, it's unfortunate, but I will still, because he is my minister, when I have issues to be addressed, I'll go to him and engage him.
Is he part of the process towards the
Well, no, we are an interim. You see, this effort is voluntary. It's voluntary based on whether there is a need. If Comrade Mtsangwa wants to be part of this arrangement, he's more than welcome. We are basically saying for us who still feel that the welfare of veterans must be improved, we are the ones that are really at the forefront. But we will be more than happy to see him coming along and helping the process so that we can quickly address the elephant in the room, which is the welfare of the veterans.
Meaning as it stands, is part of it?
Yes, eh?
From what you are saying, it seems as if you're not involved with it at the moment. So
yes, I did. We have never sat with him, so I cannot vouch that he is involved. I merely say that this is a voluntary, it's only where a few individuals out of the interest decided to sit down and say which is the best way we can bring about so that we begin to address the issue of the welfare of the veterans.
One last question. One last question from the independent.
Okay, I'm noted from 263 times.
263.
You have said that as war veterans, you have faced a setback in your welfare. So my question is, as Ambassador Christopher Mtrango has been appointed as a minister to cater for your welfare, do you think he is going to address this situation which has been there for 43 years? And if you think so, why?
Look, every challenge, obviously, there is a solution. Believe me, you. Mutsangwa has been appointed as a government minister. He is a representative. When we create these synergies, we create them so that at the end of the day, we come up with solutions. We have had challenges going to Ministry of Defense. It was not really like adequate to cater specifically for veterans because it was looking after the defense forces, and we were not really part, though we were under that ministry. But now, a fully fledged ministry, we will engage. He does not hold the answer. He is simply a catalyst between government and ourselves. We are the ones who are going to engage him with our wish list, right? And the pressure which is on us, like you can see, we are quite old now. We cannot die before some of the issues. So we will squeeze that 43 years into 43 days somehow. Because right now, we are quite serious in that some of those pertinent issues could have been addressed if government was willing. So we think that by creating this ministry, is now willing to engage us and be able to be open enough and say, now, all right, this time around, we will address. There are not so many. It's just to do with our welfare. And we already have, like I said, the roadmap is there. It's just ticking the boxes to say we are addressing
Why are you
it.
so sure that the government is willing to address your welfare at this moment?
The veterans that are ruling in government are colleagues. And also, it is to do, hang on, it is to do with the kind of leadership within our midst, within the association. We now have visionary leadership. It's not all about come up with the solutions. It also depends with the kind of leadership. And I can guarantee you that as we speak today, this kind of leadership is the one that is going to make a change and change for the better. Right.